Hello, we are back. So we're going to do a Q&A today because I like to do Q&As once a month and make sure you guys get your questions answered because usually when I'm doing like a lesson, there's not always time for you guys to ask the specific questions you want to ask, or especially if it's not related to the topic. So I am looking for, okay, so some of you guys are asking what I'm working on right now. So I just finished shooting 6 days on a special episode, like the Thanksgiving special for Darman. So I don't want to give away what's in it. It's a very special episode, and you guys will be thrilled to see that there's some characters coming back that you haven't seen in a while. So that'll be fun. Good morning, everyone. Also, I'm very close to launching the acting course I told you guys about, acting and having fun. If you are interested in acting in any way, you want to get on my mailing list so you can be informed when it comes out. It's very close. So that would be the website actingandhavingfun.com. If someone wants to put that in the chat, then people will know where it is. Okay, John is asking, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I don't know yet. It's possible a friend and I might go do something because part of my family's flying back to Minnesota. And we'll see. We'll see. That's up in the air. Thank you guys for being here. So we are doing November Q&A. I see someone's got a birthday coming up. Happy birthday. 1 pack of sugar. Let's see. So what do you guys want to ask me today? Because this is like an Ask Me Anything episode. Q&A. I'm here for your questions. Okay, Derek is asking, I don't understand why my niece's friend who is in the entertainment industry is open to friendships with others, but not me. Well, have you asked her? Have you, we can't just assume we know what's going on with other people or what's in their mind. And I certainly couldn't know why, because I don't know the people. I don't know the situation. I don't know your past history. So that's not really a question I can answer because I don't know the whole scenario. So, okay, someone is asking, do you have any pets? Yes, I have a dog. His name is Nugget. He is a Maltese. Sometimes he comes back to my office and says hello. But if he wanders back here, I'll pick him up and show you. You guys, he peed on our carpet this morning because it's raining, and that poor little doggy doesn't want to go outside because it's raining. He doesn't want to get wet. So he peed on our carpet. That is not easy to clean up. That is like, that odor. Not good. Not good. Let's see. Someone asks, Morn Wicks asks, do you have any thought of learning Korean or Japanese? It has never crossed my mind as something I could do. I took a year of Spanish in high school, and there's a lot of people that speak Spanish where I'm at in Southern California. So that seems like one I would use a lot. My brother speaks Chinese, and he can write Chinese. My husband took German in school. There's a lot of Germans where we grew up. So he speaks a little bit of German. I also tried to learn Russian once, just for like a hot second, because I was up for a role in a film to play a Russian woman. And I bought all the CDs, Rosetta Stone or whatever it was. And then when I didn't get the role, I just never followed up on that. Okay. Oh, smart Nana. Yeah, doggy pee pads when it rains. I guess we didn't think of putting one down, or we didn't get to it in time when we got up. He just went for it. We got to remember that when it rains. It's interesting though. He doesn't like to pee on the tile floor or the wood floor, which would be so much easier to clean up. He pees on the carpet instead, which, or during the night if I don't know, occasionally he'll go in the bathroom, but he'll like pee on a towel if there's a towel left on the floor from a shower or something. Doggies, what are you going to do? Okay, we got Alex from Florida saying, it's my dream to join Darman. It's a lot of people's dreams. If you live in LA, I think they put casting notices up. Someone's asking me if I still work there. Yes, I do. If you were here earlier, I mentioned I have just been shooting the last 6 days on a fun a fun Thanksgiving special. And so much could be said about it. You guys have to stay tuned for the Thanksgiving special because it is going to be epic. We're bringing back a bunch of characters you haven't seen in a while or that you've been requesting and wanting to have back. Yes, someone said, I just watched the video from the royalty family. That I think I played like a nasty landlord in that one. And that was kind of like a true reenactment of something that they lived through. Okay, looking at your questions. Okay, some of you guys are just like making comments, so not actually asking any questions. Let's see. Okay, Malachi said, I used to have a dog. Oh, okay. How does it feel playing all mom characters in Darman? I haven't always played all mom characters. I mean, sometimes I'm playing wives. I've played gold diggers. I've played teachers. You guys know I've played the Karen many, many times. Okay, so Mona's saying, a couple weeks ago, I saw Darman team asked about actors for a reunion. This will be nice when out. So I think you will see a nice reunion in the Thanksgiving special. If we can finish filming and get it edited in time. There's a nice reunion going on in that. Okay, let's see. Can you speak Spanish or would you like to learn it? I took 1 year of it in high school, as I mentioned. It's probably something I would like to learn at some point again. I think it would be useful. Here's what I found out didn't work out. So the year I took in high school, I didn't realize being so sheltered growing up in a small town in Minnesota where it's like mostly just like Scandinavian people, Swedish, Norwegian, and then Germans, I guess. I didn't realize there was different types of Spanish, so I didn't realize it wouldn't translate across all realms. I mean, I was a teenager. I wasn't thinking globally, right? So when I first moved to LA, I tried to use some of the Spanish I learned in high school, only to find out, like in Southern California, it's very close to the Mexican border, so there's a lot of Mexicans here, and that was a different type of Spanish than what I had learned in high school. So I guess what I had learned in high school was more of a Castilian Spanish, like Spaniards type of Spanish. And so there was a few times I tried to like communicate in that way to some people here, but they didn't know what I was saying. I mean, I could have been pronouncing it wrong too, but there was different words. And I found that interesting because my older son's caregiver / homeschool teacher, she is from Colombia. And she was also telling me, now that she lives here, she said she doesn't understand a lot of the Spanish spoken here. She says the Colombian Spanish is different than the Mexican Spanish. So I don't know. I suppose there's different dialects. There's maybe different words for different things. So I also was trying to learn sign language because initially my older son, he had a lot of developmental delays from being born early. Also, language did not come for him easy. So we were teaching him sign language because he wasn't speaking. He was about 4 before he really started speaking, whereas, most babies are talking a little bit by age 1.5, for sure, too. So we didn't know if he was going to be verbal. All right, looking at a question. Okay, so Donald is asking me, what are my thoughts on reincarnation? I don't really believe in reincarnation in the sense of, depends on how you're thinking of it, in the sense of like that we come back to earth like in a different body and have to keep redoing and relearning the lessons. But I do know in scripture, there's some scriptures in the Old Testament that in the book of Jeremiah where God is saying, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So we were already clearly at heaven, or at least knowing God at some point before we got put in these bodies. And the New Testament talks about how we will one day, we will get a new body, we will get a glorified body. So I know that's probably not the typical definition you think of when you think of reincarnation, because we think we think of more of like the Eastern version where you just keep coming back to earth in different bodies to learn lessons that you didn't learn. That's not a type I would believe in personally, but it is in the Bible. It's clear that we are going to go to heaven one day if we know the Lord and we believe in him, we've given our life to him, and then we will get a new body. And there's going to be a portion, like some people think, oh, we're going to live in heaven all the rest of our lives. Well, scripture says that God is going to create a new heaven and a new earth. And some of us will be coming down to earth to rule and reign this new earth. So that's I guess you could maybe look at that as a type of reincarnation. Okay, let me look at your questions. Let's see. Okay. So Mona is saying Castilian Spanish has variations than Mexican. Okay. Malachi asks, do I have a favorite kind of candy? When I was younger, I used to really love, as a teenager, I liked all candy. Now I don't. Now I'm not really that much of a candy person. In my 20s, I really liked these round red balls called cherry sours. They were like kind of like a gummy. They were a little bit hard on the outside, and you'd chew on them and they'd be like cherry flavored. But now that I'm like more of a healthy person, I don't like artificial colors. So I don't like stuff that's got all that food coloring on it because I don't think that's great for you. But I have found at Trader Joe's, I know that's not all across America, I don't think. They have these like, I think they call them Scandinavian swimmers. It's like their version of Swedish fish. They're like gummies, but they don't have like artificial colors in them. They're colored with like plants, whatever plant material. So I suppose those would be my favorite candy right now. Okay, so continuing on with the Q&A, let's see. Okay, someone's saying, oh yes, Mona's saying torta in Mexico is sandwich. But yes, torta means cake in South America and in Spain. Yes, because one phrase I remember that I learned in Spanish class was corta la torta de mi cumpleaños porque tengo hambre. And I think that means cut my birthday cake because I'm hungry. But you're right. In Spanish, maybe that means cut my sandwich because cut my birthday sandwich because I'm hungry. I don't know if all the words. Okay. Someone's saying, do you prefer language which has its own alphabet or nope? Just because of how I learned English, I feel like it might be easier to learn with an alphabet. Sometimes I get intimidated when I see language, like my brother can write Chinese and not knowing what the symbols mean, or like same with Hebrew. Like there's a Bible teacher I study and he writes a lot of the words out in Hebrew. And for those of us who haven't grown up in it, I can't comprehend it like obviously like the alphabet. So it can just look like pictures to me or sketches or drawings and not language, but that's because I haven't studied it enough. Okay, let's see. Next question. Someone's asking, where are you? I live in Los Angeles, where I am an actor and an author. I've written several books. You can see like 4 of them on my wall. I also have a coloring book out and 2 ebooks that are not pictured behind me. Let's see. Do you have a favorite Darman video of all time? I do, and it's actually one of the earlier ones. Okay, so there's a bunch I really like, and I made a video on my YouTube channel. If you don't follow me on YouTube, it's my name, Catherine Norland, on YouTube. And if you follow me there, I made a video called My 8 Favorite Darman Videos because I had a hard time like narrowing it down to one. But if I had to just pick one, I would say I think it's called Boy Tries to Jump Off a Bridge or something like that. And I'm holding up a sign that says more hugs, less suicide. And I won't spoil what the plot line is for that. Okay. Someone's saying, I saw the Darman episode you were in last night. Fun fact about me, I survived leukemia in 7th grade. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to hear you survived that. I hope that you're thriving. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for more of your questions. Trying to scroll backwards. Oh, someone asked, do you know Raina Shante? Yes. We have been hanging out all week because we're shooting a very special Thanksgiving special. A very special Thanksgiving special. And you guys are going to be blown away. So keep like looking out for that. Let's see. Good morning. Catherine, what is when there is love? There's family about. I'm not understanding that question. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mona's saying that early Dar suicide video has a trigger warning message before it plays. Yeah, you never know what's gonna set somebody off or trigger them. It's, if people have a history and maybe they've experienced a lot of stuff and they're not like totally have come to terms or healed from it. There was a time in my life where there was a lot of things that would trigger me, but I've really been doing a lot of self-help and prayer and talking through them. I had a life coach and I've worked through a lot of things, so I don't have as many triggers or buttons that stick out. So people can't push my buttons because they don't stick out. So someone is asking, why don't we see Jay and Mikey in Darman videos anymore? Well, for those of you who don't know, do you follow Jay? His name is Sean Dixon, and you have not seen him because he is now a series regular on a Disney show. I don't know if it's called Vampira. I don't know. It's something to do with vampires, I think. Maybe someone can put it in the chat. Someone's asking, do you still see Kato? I saw Kato yesterday. We may or may not be in a video right now together. Stay tuned for the epic Thanksgiving special coming out. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. It's really epic. Mikey, aka Kato, might be in it. We may even have fight scenes. Who knows? I don't want to give it away. So no, seriously, you guys have to watch. Okay. Let's see. So next question. Catherine, let's see. These are talking about dialects. Yes, someone's asking if I know Aiden Meekus. I do. He's such a kind, sweet boy. Someone is saying, I think he quit. I don't think he like quit. I feel like he's just taking a break from acting. He's just doing other things. Like some people just want to take a break, especially when you start acting really young, like when you're a kid, and then you get to like grown-up status, 18, 19, 20, you're like, what do I want my life to be about? What do I want to do? What do I want my next chapter to be? And sometimes you need to take a break and you need to go away, or you need to go figure it out. And you need to go, is this still something I want to do? And people do that all the time. Someone's asking me if I use Instagram. Yes, I do. You can find me on Instagram at Catherine Norland, all one word. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah. Vampirina. I don't know the name of the show that Sean Dixon is on, aka Jay. He's now on the Disney Channel. Okay, Marcel's trying to ask me this question again. What are the differences between love and family are about? So, are you trying to ask me the difference between love and family? Hopefully there's love in the family. But some families there isn't love. And sometimes you get more love outside your family, depending on what your circumstances are. I think you need to go where you are loved and appreciated and cherished, whether they're your family or not. Like if your birth family is not kind and is not loving, it's okay to go your separate directions. I mean, if you've tried to work it out and you've tried to have a relationship and all it's doing is leading to grief and heartache, you know, love should be in a family, but if it's not, you may have to go somewhere else to find a good support system. I don't know if that answers your question, but someone's asking what my favorite movie is. I would say when I was a teenager, I really liked the movie Pretty Woman. But now I would say my favorite movie is probably The Greatest Showman, which is a musical with Hugh Jackman, who played Wolverine. I think that's a really fun movie. All right. Derek is asking, when is your next book coming out? Well, the Hollywood one is done. I just have not had any time to look for publishers if I'm going to go that route. And I want to maybe get some people to give me quotes on it who are in Hollywood, who are in the industry. And it's been kind of on the back burner because I've been doing some stuff for my son. Well, as you know, my father passed away. And I've been doing a lot of stuff to take care of my family, my mom. And then my son, who is showing us his dog, Jack.
Single Level Pets 2.
He's about to turn 18, and there's some stuff I need to take care of before he turns 18, before he becomes an adult. Well, if you're going to stand here, do you want to poke your head in so people can say hello?
Hi, guys.
So he's going to turn 18 next month. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who don't know, I also have a 7-year-old, Elijah. So we got to take care of some stuff for this handsome boy before he turns 18.
Yeah, like what?
Oh, it's, stuff to get you ready. Stuff to get you ready for adulthood. So for those of you who don't know, Timmy has some special needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got cerebral palsy, which makes it difficult for him to walk and to do certain things with his hand grip.
Like that incident. Ugh.
Yeah, so he's one praise report is finally, after years and years of trying, he finally learned how to tie his shoes on his own.
Yep.
Yeah, so I used to have to help him with this. So he's got autism and some developmental delays from being born early, and but you've turned out really, really well. And he's a miracle because the doctor said he had a 90% chance of dying. He is clinically dead at one point, and they brought him back. Doctors and therapists all told me he would never walk or talk, and he's doing both. So he's my miracle child, and so there's lots to take care of with him. So thanks for saying hi. Is there anything
you about the episode 2 went with me?
Okay.
I'll keep Jelena.
Oh. Maybe we can work on it tomorrow, because I'm not going to.
No more delays.
Where I'm not. I was going to go to Arizona today, but
more delays.
I'm not going to go now.
No, same with me.
No more delays.
Yes, guys. Somebody use a telephone on new series called pledge about you an episode is coming very
Okay, you
shortly.
have to speak slowly and
Sorry,
enunciate
I'm
if you
excited.
want people to see it.
So, pledge about you episode 2 is
Plushy Bible Theater.
episode 2 is coming out in
Maybe a week or so.
maybe in a week. Also, I
So
saw.
your name is Timothy Norland, or
Yes, Timothy Nolan.
so if you check YouTube, his channel is Timothy Norland, same last name as mine. Okay, you good?
Also, I started a mini series running guys with episode 2. It's called Pledge's Homely Scene, and mommy got me that idea. So
Okay.
it's a mini series I made up with, and it's called Pledge's Homely Scene. And
Okay, do you want to put your head in so people can?
it's called Pledge's Homely Scene songs, and they sing like goofy songs. And
Oh, Plushies horribly sing songs. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put the first test pilot episode called Simple Homely Scenes Simple Homely Scenes National by Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
Which it's my favorite band.
Imagine Dragons is Timmy's favorite band.
Yeah, so this is what Silver sounds like.
Bye, Mona.
Wait, no, but guys, this is what Silver sounds like. I forgot the song lyrics. I made one part of the song. Yeah, you are not the one that made your life, God. But that's his voice.
Oh, so he has different voices for each of his plushies. Okay.
Yeah,
I think you can maybe go up front now.
I think I gotta go. Say bye,
Okay.
Jack.
Bye.
Let me snap the camera. No. Snap the camera. No, Jack. No.
Okay, and if I haven't answered your question yet, just put it back in the chat because it's sometimes hard to scroll back up and see all of them. So yeah, a lot of people saying hi to you, Timmy.
Jack's saying bye, by the way. Bye.
Okay.
Let's go, Jack.
Someone is asking, no, you can go.
Oh, okay.
Is there going to be any Malaysian actresses in the Darman videos? You know, he's got people from everywhere in the videos. I don't specifically ask people where they're from or what their genetic background is. We just act together. So, you know, he's open to all types of people. If anyone has watched Darman videos, you know he casts all different kinds of people. Okay, someone's saying they have to ask me a question separately. Just try to narrow down the I know you said there's a limit count on the words. Okay, so let's see. Camellia is saying your home is a personal sanctuary, but not everybody has nice intentions. True, very true. And I recently started the last couple years kind of deciding, like, there may be people that I'm acquaintances with or kind of like friends on set or friends outside of at work that maybe aren't always the type of person I would invite over into my home, because it is a sanctuary. It is, you know, the place where you go and recoup, and you never know what kind, like you said, not everybody has good intentions. You never know what they're bringing into it or what they're into, or for those of you who was it last week or the week before that I taught on how sometimes what we do can open up a door for the enemy to come in or for demonic activity to come in. You don't know, based on what someone is into, what they might be carrying with them. So what they might be bringing into your home. So you have to protect your home and you have to protect yourself. Someone is asking, when you drive cars in Darman, are they actually driving or is it like a green screen? We've done both. Early on we were doing driving, but I think the last couple times I did shoot driving scenes, well, it has been on a green screen, but the episode I'm in right now, part of the Thanksgiving special, we did part of it green screen driving, and then we did part of it like real driving. So you'll have to see that episode. It's going to be awesome. So we've been shooting all week. I've been shooting the last 6 days with Darman for the new Thanksgiving special. And I just got asked to be in another video next week. So looks like they're going to be doing several more. Okay, next question. Okay, someone wants to know, on Facebook, my name is also Catherine Norland. On IG, it's Catherine Norland. On TikTok, it's Cat Norland, because some fan snatched my name up before I could get it and put my picture in one of my videos on it, pretending to be me. And I tried asking TikTok multiple times to have them like give me my name back, but no. So TikTok, you'll find me under Cat Norland, and all the other places is Catherine Norland, YouTube, Facebook, IG. Okay. Ruat is asking, what prayers do you say as a Christian? There's not like specific prayers I do. Like, I know some people have prayer books, and they have like my friend she's Catholic, and she has like a prayer book, and there'd be prayers for specific things. I just talk to God, and I think God doesn't mind. I think he likes it when we just talk to him, like when we have a relationship with him. It doesn't have to be some fancy prayer that someone else wrote. It can just be like you talking to him, like he's your friend. Like, God, I need help. Help me. It doesn't have to be some fancy prayer. Oh, did you guys? I wonder if it's in this book. I have a poem about it. I don't know if it's in this book. I have a poem about how you pray to God. It's called When Language Fails. I don't remember which book it's in. It's either in this book or this book. Let me see. Since you asked, When Language Fails. Trying to see, because it would really answer your question. It's probably in this book, Poetic Prescriptions for Pesky Problems. It's called When Language Fails. It's like when you don't know how to talk to God. How, like, do you need specific prayers? So many. This is my biggest book. I have 77 poems in this one. It's got so much in it. Well, I don't know which book it's in. But you can just talk to God like he's a regular person. He cares about you. Scripture says that he's a friend that is closer than a brother. He sticks closer than a brother. So you don't have to be totally fancy when you talk to God. You can just tell him what's on your heart. And he loves that you want to have fellowship with him. And I think that's really what it's about, is having fellowship with God and talking to him like he is your friend, like he is. Sometimes, there's a scripture that says, even if your mother or father forsake you, he will never leave you. He will never leave you or forsake you. So he's going to always be there, even if other people are not there. Oh, I found the poem. So the poem's in this book, Poetic Prescriptions for Plaguing Problems, and it's called When Language Fails. And if you're wanting to know how to pray, this poem is for you. The soul that cries out loud to God will never call in vain, and those who put their trust in him will never be the same. The Lord will hear your prayer, and he's the only one who saves. His faithfulness is not a thing that only comes in waves. The Lord is God, and he forgives. His mercy is enough. His arm is not too short to save in circumstances rough. When you call out God's name, you don't just say the syllables, but have him cap your emptiness. He makes you fillable. If Jesus dwells in you, that's where he chooses to abide. So speak his name, it builds your faith and fills in sin's divide. We don't have to be so formal in our opening or our close. Our prayers need not be poetry. He's happy with our prose. God's name to open prayers a start, but likewise in our seal. He gave us his authority. Our faith will close the deal. Despite our depth of love for God, all earthly language fails, but uttering our Savior's name repeatedly's not stale. If you have heard your child awake in panic just to shriek your name into the dark of night? What is there left to speak? For that had far more power than appeals with many words. So too, when crying out to God, your calls are always heard. So basically, what I'm saying is like, you don't have to have all this beautiful language and pretty prayers. Like, if you are in a panic and you need God, you can just be like, God, 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 help me. Jesus, help me. And he's there and he hears you. And since he knows what's in your heart, you don't even necessarily have to be like, God, I failed my math test. I'm not going to graduate. You know, my spouse cheated on me. Like all the stuff he already knows. It's just calling on him and he's going to be there. All right. Someone's asking me, do you know your first Darman video you were in? I do. I don't know what it's called now because sometimes they change the names. But the first one, I think at one point was called Woman Won't Let Man on an Elevator. And maybe the name got changed to, I don't know, Racist Karen Won't Let Man on Elevator. I don't know what it's called now because sometimes they change the names. But it was with Carl and he was so great in that episode. It was with Vin and Mare played my daughter. Do you remember her? Mare played my daughter, and it was kind of crazy because, like, I'm not old enough to have a daughter her age, but she was trying to play high school. So the casting was a little, but it was such a fun episode. Okay, let me see your next question. Let's see. Camellia is saying not everybody's entitled to disturb your peace. I know some people do. You have to protect your peace really at all costs. All right, someone's asking, are you going to play the Karen character again? I played a Karen recently on one that came out on Facebook. So when I first got the title, it said, "You want to be in this film?" It's like called Karen Makes Fun of Disabled Child. I thought 100% for sure that I was going to be the mother of the disabled child. And then when I got the script, they wanted me to be the Karen. I was like, what? I mean, I have a disabled child. How could I possibly make fun of, Timmy's had been using a walker since he was like 3.5 years old. So I had to make fun of this little girl. He was using a walker because she had some special disease. I haven't seen it come out on Facebook yet, but when it does, it'll come out on the Facebook bonus channel. But it's come out on, sorry, I'm saying Facebook bonus channel. It has come out on Facebook already, and soon it'll be on the YouTube bonus channel. So for those of you who don't know, Darman has 2 channels. So the Darman channel is mostly stories revolving around more like teen storylines and young people storylines, whereas the Darman bonus channel a lot of times is revolved around more adult storylines. Not that it's like adult, not that it's not family friendly, but because it is, but more like stuff that like someone my age would deal with, like divorce or marriage or losing a job or whatever, if that makes sense. So, okay. I'm looking at your questions now. She's a public figure. Okay. It's in the purple book. Angela said, it actually wasn't. It was in this one. I think this is the one it was in. Or is this what you mean by purple? Maybe this is the one you mean by purple. I don't remember which one it was in. I ended up finding it on my computer because I couldn't find it in the book. Okay. I see. Donald saying, you were the perfect Karen. Okay. Allie says, I'm so inspired by you. Oh, thank you so much. I feel like it's my calling in some ways to encourage people and inspire people to go after their dreams, to live the life like people who know they were meant for more. I want to show you like how to remove the obstacles standing in the way between you and success. It's why I do my series, 3 Questions with Kat. If you haven't seen my series, 3 Questions with Kat, it is on YouTube. And I interview people asking them, like, how do you, like, what stops people from getting success? How do you overcome obstacles? And also, like, what they wish they would have known earlier so they can, you know, start telling us how to live a better life and how to get to our goals quicker. So, Allie said, I'm trying to get into film school, but I'm having a hard time. Can you give me some tips? Well, what specifically are you dealing with? What do you feel like are the setbacks to getting into film school? What have you been told, or what are you thinking? GTX is asking, where is Jaden and Mikey? Well, stay tuned for the Thanksgiving special because they might just both be in it. Oh, you heard it here first. Or maybe that's a big surprise. Maybe I shouldn't tell you guys to watch the Thanksgiving special because they may or may not be in it. Angela, thank you so much for the gift. You are so kind. I so appreciate you. Thanks for showing the love. Okay, I'm looking for your next question. Scrolling. Oh, thank you. Someone's asking, are your eyes real? Yes, they are not contacts. Lisa Classic is saying, does Rebecca still work at Dar? Man, which Rebecca? I think there are a few Rebeccas. I think there's one Rebecca that I haven't seen her there in a while, so she might not. There's a Rebecca that's been doing like a lot of Lifetime movies, and I haven't seen her in a while. Okay. All right, next question. Can I call you Catherine or Miss Norland? Either one. I'm okay with either one. Someone's saying, I have issues with socializing and communication when it comes to English and Thai. You know, I think sometimes we get, we think, oh, people are going to make fun of me, or maybe I'm not saying it right, or maybe I'm like going to make a fool out of myself if I try to speak this other language or try to work on my accent. You know, you just got to like do it. You just got to do it. If it's something you want to do, people will understand. People will understand that you're like, try, and people are going to like that you're trying to communicate with them. So don't give up and don't feel foolish. Okay. Nancy is asking, what Thanksgiving special? It's going to be an epic one. There's so much I want to tell you that I can't tell you. Did you see Dar posted on his Instagram stories yesterday a little tiny clip of him coming into the scene where we were filming the Thanksgiving dinner in the diner? Okay, you got to follow him. Someone's asking, what's the reason behind So You See? So I don't 100% know if that was like a planned thing. I would have to ask Dar this question. But it just started to be something that we did when we were getting ready to, like, because the Darman series is really about teaching people lessons and dispelling like people's false thoughts about how they think about others. They would go into this thing saying, like, basically saying, this is happening, but you see this and this and this and this happened. So you see, and then they'd say what the moral of the story was. And then weirdly, a lot of people are like, why do you always say that? And then remember years ago, Dar put out a poll. He put out a poll and he asked, do you guys want me just to get rid of the So You See? Because a lot of people seem to be getting annoyed that it was in every episode. And yes, there were a few haters, but overwhelmingly, most people were like, no, you've got to keep that. That is so good. And so he kept it, and it became a whole thing, and it became on t-shirts. And so, yeah. So now they don't use it in every episode anymore like they used to. But yeah. Okay. Okay. So Marcel is asking, what are the respectful differences between family and life? I'm so sorry. I don't understand that question. What are the respectful differences between family and life? Um, I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm so sorry. Someone is asking, do you really have two different colored eyes? Yes, I was born that way. I think if you go to my Instagram channel, which is Catherine Norland, you can scroll through some of my old pictures. I think I put a couple pictures up of me as a kid, and you can see even as a little child, I still had it. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. What made you like acting? Someone asks. Um, I think the love of it started when I did a play once in Minnesota at my church. And I really just had a goal to make a difference in people's lives. I wanted people to have better lives. And it wasn't until I did this play at my church and afterwards I saw how people were moved and how they were crying and they were in tears and they were coming forward to they wanted to give their change their life, give their life to God after doing this play. And I was like, whoa, you mean you don't have to be like a therapist or a counselor or a pastor to make a difference in people's lives? You can do something like acting and it can make a difference for people. It really surprised me because I thought, well, this would be such a fun way to make a difference and not just, you know, listen to people's problems all day. If I was, a therapist or something. Also, I didn't really want to, it wasn't in me to go to college and get a degree. For those of you who don't know, I am a life coach. I do have several coaching clients that I speak to on a weekly basis. And I make a difference that way. I make a difference in the books I've written, right? To help people. Because what I tend to write is self-help books, self-help poetry. For those of you who don't know or who are new here, I've got the Poetic Prescription series, which includes poetic prescriptions for pesky problems, poetic prescriptions for plaguing problems, biblical remedies for when life bites. I've got poetic prescriptions for eternal youth, examining earthly beauty from a heavenly perspective. I've got my self-help book, You Are Worthy, and this is how to stop building other people's dreams and sabotaging your own so you can step into your purpose and live your calling with confidence. These are all available on, if you go to poeticprescriptions.com, someone can put that in the chat. I also helped my dad write his memoir, The 100 Air, a memoir of generosity from the house painter next door. You can find these all on Amazon. And Reach Your Greatness. I had one chapter in this book. This is a compilation. You can see all the different authors that contributed. We each got to write a chapter in this book, Reach Your Greatness. And top thought leaders share their secrets for living an extraordinary life. So that was a cool project I got to be part of. So I enjoy when I'm not on set acting. I enjoy writing. I just finished writing a book about my last 20 plus years in Hollywood as an actress and giving you, kind of a rundown of what it's really like. Because I find there's a lot of people who just assume that if you're an actor, you just make so much money, and what they don't understand, and one of the myths I'm dispelling in the book is about how 98% of actors in the union, Screen Actors Guild, do not actually make a living at acting. Oh, thank you, Manny. He said your acting is so realistic. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, Derek, thank you for the gift. What makes you? Yeah, I did end up throwing together a few friends over. I did end up having a couple people over for my birthday party. Kind of last minute because I was like not wanting to because of the fence situation. But luckily Rob, well, after the fact finished the fence, but that was really scary because a couple times our Timmy's caregiver, she let Nugget out to go to the bathroom and didn't tie him up. And because the fence was open, Nugget got out, and thank God he was safe. But she let him out, and we told her a million times, Nugget cannot go outside without being tied up because we don't have a fence in our backyard now. So that's one reason I was not wanting to have a party, because people coming in and out of your house, and then your dog gets out. And luckily the neighbor found him before he like got out into the street. He went in the neighbor's yard and they called us and found him. But that's kind of scary, you know? Okay, looking at your questions. Let's see. Camellia, what was the question? If I didn't answer your question, put it in the chat again, because it's sometimes hard to scroll back up. Kat, why did Darman stop doing his anthology at the end of the videos? Oh, analogy. Analogy. You know, probably because not a lot of people watched it. That would be my guess. They look, you know, I'm sure they look at the analytics and they see who they're watching up. Like if it's a 10-minute video, they're watching up to 9.5 minutes. And then as soon as they see Dar come to talk, they jump off. If they see something isn't working, I think they just don't do it. If people aren't going to watch it, like why do it? Okay. Oh, someone's saying I should go to Maryland and give them pointers as an actor. You know, I am a motivational speaker as well. So if there's any schools or high schools that want me to talk about acting or do motivational speeches on self-worth, like as you can see, I wrote the book, You Are Worthy. Yeah. Okay. Someone's saying family life is the part of life concerned with one's family, encompassing relationships, roles, and shared experiences. Okay. Let's see. So request to join. All right. Please tell me if you know what happens to a human soul if the person takes their own life. You know, I can't 100% tell you because I think it depends on their relationship with God. And you could go either direction depending on what your relationship is with God. I can't 100% tell you for sure. I can't 100% tell you would end up in heaven if you took your own life. And I don't think anyone should ever take their own life, no matter what's going on, no matter how sad your life is or how impossible it feels for you, because the hard times are just temporary. Nothing lasts forever. Things will always get better. Take it from me. Take it. There's people watching right now who have also attempted to take their own life, and it is never worth it because things always change. Things get better, and you will never get to experience the good things, the turnaround, if you just stop and give up. So I would never, never, never do that. Even if I thought there was a possibility I might go to heaven, you just can't. You just can't give up on yourself. There could be a turnaround tomorrow. You don't know things, and you never ever want to make major final decisions when you're not in a good place mentally, because we never make the right decisions. So I wouldn't even ask the question. I wouldn't even go there, because you've got to wait it out. You've got to pray and ask for help and reach out for help and work through the terrible times and not just end it all. Okay, yes, the Thanksgiving special. Many films about this, and I want to know more about it. You know, and this might also be, I just feel like it's never, never, never a good idea to do it. And I'm not saying 100% where your soul will go one way or another, because like I said, it really depends on what your relationship is with God. Okay, someone's asking, what is your favorite thing about Thanksgiving? I mean, I do think it is the gratefulness. I do think it is about giving thanks. I do think it is spending time with family and cherishing the people around you, and having be centered on what you're grateful for. I think all good things come out of being grateful, and it expands your life. When we think about, I mean, go to like the book of Genesis, where Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and it was paradise, and they had everything they ever wanted in abundance for free. And they still found a reason to, like, if they were grateful for the situation they had, they wouldn't have been envious about just out of the thousands and thousands of trees. They wouldn't have been envious about, oh, there's that one tree we can't have. If they were busy counting their blessings all around them, it wouldn't have been a big deal to just not be able to eat from one tree. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't have gratefulness, you tend to keep focused on the things you don't have rather than the things you do have. And what you focus on expands. So if you're thinking about all the things you don't have, then you're going to have problems in life. You're going to be dissatisfied, and you're going to do things. You're not going to make good decisions because you're not focused on the good that you do have. Like we can all get there. We can all go, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And then we forget, yeah, but I got people in my life who loves me. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food in the refrigerator. I can walk, I can talk, I can see, I can hear. I don't have a colostomy bag or a catheter. I can go to the bathroom. There's so many things to be grateful for, even if you think, well, I don't have money, or I don't have this job I want, or I don't have the girl I want. We have to just stay focused on thankfulness and gratefulness. Okay, next question. Hey, Ruben. Yes, Nira says, believe me, it gets better. It is never worth it to want to harm yourself. Yeah. Yeah, even if, Camilla, even if you're having money issues or family issues, and you feel like you can't go on, you have to. You have to go on. You have to make the choice, and you have to believe things will get better, and you have to look towards the things that are better. And whatever we focus on expands, meaning if you keep looking for something to go wrong, something's going to go wrong. If you keep looking for someone who's going to make fun of you, you're going to find someone who makes fun of you. There was this story I heard once where there was these people visiting, let me just make up a place. They were visiting the beaches of Florida, let's just say, or Hawaii. Let's say the beaches of Hawaii. And they were thinking about moving there. And they came up to a local and they said, so we're thinking about moving to Hawaii. It's so beautiful here, but what are the people like here? We want to know that before we move. And the local said, well, what are the people like where you live? Oh, they are rude, they are mean, they are nasty, they're awful people. We want to get away from them. And the local said, they're like that here too. And then the people are like, oh, we don't want to move then. And then another family came and they asked the local, so we're thinking about moving here. What are the people like here? But we want to know that before we move. And the local said, well, what are people like where you live now? Oh, they're so sweet. They're so kind. They're generous. It's like our neighbors are like family to us. It's so great. And the local said, people are like that here too. And the moral of the story is, whatever you're looking for, you're going to find. If you just are seeing the mean and nasty people around everywhere, that's what you're going to find wherever you go. But if you're seeing the beauty in others and the kindness and the givingness, you're going to always find that. So I took this self-help course once, and they like paired us up with people who are like totally different from us, like on the outside. And they paired us with people that maybe we wouldn't gravitate towards in real life, or we wouldn't necessarily be like, hey, want to talk, want to hang out, want to be friends. And we had to do this exercise where we pulled our chairs up next to each other. And we were like knee to knee, just looking in each other's faces. And that this exercise, I think it was like for 5 minutes, we had to just look into each other's eyes and not say a word. And those people would be as different from you as night is from day. You're like thinking, I could have nothing in common with this person. But when you stare into somebody's eyes for 5 minutes and you don't say a word, first of all, it was uncomfortable because nobody stares into your eyes for 5 minutes. It was uncomfortable, but also you got to see past all the outward things and you got to see their humanity. And I could feel in my heart like emotions welling up to the point where like I'm smiling at this person and I'm looking at them. It's like I'm feeling their heart, and like tears started to go down my face because it's like I could sense their humanness, their pain, their trauma, the things that they'd been through. And at the end, you're like, you realize we may think we're different from all these people on earth, but we're more the same than we are different. And outwardly things, your religion, your politics, your skin color, your accent, your religion, whatever it is, it's not a determining factor about who a person is. And you can find this deep level of compassion if you just look someone in the eyes, if you just see them for who they are, their pain, their joy, their trauma. And it's such a beautiful exercise. I don't know what made me think of that. Something about your question made me think of that. Okay, so we've been on here for an hour, and I normally go live for an hour every Saturday. So thank you guys for joining me for this Q&A. And Donald saying, since you're vegan, are you going to make something instead of a turkey? I just usually make all the side dishes. I mean, you can have a Thanksgiving dinner just with side dishes and not have to kill a turkey. But there was times in the past where I got like a tofu turkey. But yeah. So I will be on here next Saturday, and I hope to see you guys then. And I will have like a lesson to teach. Today was Q&A, but I'll have like a lesson to teach. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. Take care.